Hello, 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 my brothers and sisters out there. How you doing? How you doing? The table is set. It's dinner time, so come on in, brother. Come on in, sister, because we got some good soul for you this evening. I noticed that my mother and my little sister here already, so the rest of you all come in. We got plenty of plates on the table. We got the silverware so we can carve into this nice piece of meat, this solid soul food that we're going to get into this evening. I hope that you all had a good day, because your brother Tony, hey, I had a very, very nice day. As a matter of fact, I'm feeling excellent, blessed with a twist of serenity, and I'm glad to be here among you, my brothers and sisters. This is one of the high points of my day. Well, one of the high points of my day when I'm here with you, my brothers and sisters, fellowshipping around the dinner table as we get into some important content. If there's anything that you would like to discuss at this particular setting, according to the topic that I'm going to bring about to you, I want you all to be able to say whatever you want to say, but be very respectful at the dining table, okay? And we're going to keep it in context, okay? So brothers and sisters, you could go ahead and invite other people in, because they're welcome. They are welcome. In a few more seconds, my brothers and sisters, we are about to get into this particular content this evening. So you get ready. Okay, my brothers and sisters, how are you all doing this evening? Your brother Tony is in the house. If this is your first time looking at this broadcast, my brother and sister, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I'm here to talk to you all about relationships. And when I say relationship, my brother and sister, I'm talking to you, my brother and sister, because I talk about the relationship between that of a man and a woman. Understand? A man and a woman. At the beginning of time, God created the relationship. Okay, this is the origin. When you look in the book of Genesis, God created. How you doing, sister Woodford? God created the relationship. God had a unique relationship with the man, that man being Adam. He had a unique relationship with the woman being Eve. And what God did, when God created the man in his own image and glory, he caused a deep sleep to come upon the man. He reached into the man's side, got a rib, closed up the wound. He stepped to the side. He formed the woman around the rib, and then God represented the woman back to the man. And in God present, the man, when he seen the woman Eve, Adam said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I shall call a woman, because she came from man. Now, my brother and sister, this is the position where I come from the book of Genesis, man and woman. That's how God started out. Now, if you believe in any other type of relationship, my brother and sister, God gave you a free will. He gave you a free will. But where I'm coming from at the dinner table, I talk about men and women. How you doing, sister Sonia? I talk about the relationship between men and women. But you are encouraged to sit here among the brothers and sisters, and I want you to be able to enjoy this particular dinner tonight, my brothers and sisters, okay? I love you, all of my brothers and all my sisters. And as a matter of fact, go ahead and bring you some guests in. How you doing, Sister Teresa from Milwaukee, Wisconsin? How you doing? Welcome to dinner, sister. How you doing, Sister Monica? Welcome to dinner. We're about to have a good feast this evening. Now, with that said, my brother and sister, the topic of this evening is God will speak to you before you get into a relationship. You understand? God. And when I say God, who am I talking about? I'm talking about God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, them being one, will talk to us collectively together through the Lord Jesus Christ, okay? So God will speak to you And he spoke to me before I got into a relationship. But the topic, God will speak to you before you get into a relationship. Now, as it is written, my brothers, as it is written, my sister, when we go to the book of Hebrews, we go to chapter 1. And when we go to chapter 1, we go to verse 1 through 5. Again, Hebrews chapter 1, 1 through 5. Hebrews chapter 1 through 5. And it is written, in time past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in the last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he have appointed heir of all things, and through him also he made the universe. So understand this, in time past, Old Testament, God spoke to the world through his prophet, but in these last days, he speaks to us through his Son. And who is his Son? His Son is none other than the Lord Jesus the Christ. So that's how God basically talked to us. Okay? Now, you must understand it, my brother and sister. You must have the Comforter in you. Not only in your life, but the Comforter need to be in you. Now, what do I mean by the Comforter? Now, the Spirit of God, that's what I'm talking about, the Spirit of God, as it is written. And Jesus said himself when he was here on earth, when he was talking to his disciples. When you look in the book of John, that's 16:13. Again, the book of John, 16:13. 16:13, Jesus is talking. Jesus said, but when he, who is he? The Holy Spirit, the Spirit of the Lord. He said, when the Spirit of truth come, he will what? He will guide you into all truth. He will not speak of his own. He will speak only what he hears, and he will tell you what is yet to come. Listen to this. Jesus is talking. Jesus is talking about life in all points of life, and we are condensing this to relationship, especially the relationship of man and woman. Now listen to what it say again in John 16:13. It said, but when he, the Spirit of truth, comes, he will guide you into all truths, and he will not speak of his own. He will speak only what he hears, and he will tell you what is yet to come. So when did the Spirit of God come? When Jesus went back to heaven, there was a meeting in the upper room in Jerusalem. And you all heard about this Pentecost day. I'm not talking about no religion. I'm talking about the Pentecost day. So what happened? The Spirit of God came in and took over the upper room. And from that point on, the Spirit of God have been here. Now, who possesses the Spirit of God today? The Spirit of God is in the possession of every man and woman that believe in God the Father through his Son, Jesus. You understand? So, brother, you have the Spirit of God. Sister, you have the Spirit of God. And since you have the Spirit of God, the Spirit is truth. Understand? It is truth. It has come and it's here right now. And what will the Spirit do for you, my brother and sister? It will guide you into all truth. It will not guide you into no falsehood. He will speak to us. How does he speak to us? His Spirit speaks to our souls. Our soul is our mind, our will is emotion that's on the inside of us. That's the real us. This what you see of me and what you have on the outside, that's not the real you. The real you is on the inside. That's what the Spirit of God communicates with. And when the Spirit of God communicates with our soul communicates to our bodies. From the world standpoint, the world would say body, soul, and spirit. But those of us that are in Christ, we would say spirit, soul, and body. Because we know the truth. When it comes to a relationship, my brother, when it comes to a relationship, my sister, believe it or not, the Lord will speak to us. He will speak to all of us, my brothers and sisters. Now, listen to this, my brother and sister. How does God speak to us? We know that he speaks through his spirit, but how does God speak to us? God, his spirit speaks to us, and there's a part of our soul that the Lord speaks to, and it's our mind. God speaks to us, brothers and sisters, in a small, still voice. It's beyond the conscience, okay? It's beyond the conscience. God speaks to us in a small, still voice. We might think we be doing all the thinking, but his spirit, if it's in us, it's communicating with us to guide us. And it guides us from what it hears from the Lord Jesus. It communicates consistent all the time with Jesus. It never goes to sleep. Even though your body might go to sleep, my brother and sister. Let me tell you all something right quick, my brother and sister. Listen to this before I get into the content tonight. When you go to sleep, my brother, when you go to sleep, my sister, the only thing that goes to sleep is your body. Just think about that. Just let that set in. The only thing that goes to sleep is your body. Your soul never go to sleep. Your soul never goes to sleep. When it comes to your mind, my brother and sister, there are two compartments when it comes to your mind. It's the conscious and the subconscious. When you go to sleep, you enter into the subconscious realm where you have dreams and things like that. Your soul never goes to sleep. Remember that, my brother and sister. Your body go to sleep, but your soul never goes to sleep. That's why, my brother and sister, when you have the TV on while you sleep, if you have the radio on, you don't be aware of it, but that stuff be going into you. So you have to be careful when you go to sleep what you have on around you, because it taking stuff in. And whatever on the outside, because we operate on the physical realm too, whatever on the outside, because you know we got our five senses. We got sight, smell, taste, hearing, and touch. Whatever on the outside, it comes in, it gets to our soul, and our soul turn around and give it to the Spirit of the Lord. And the Spirit of the Lord tell us whether we should accept it or not, what comes on from the outside. Understand? So we get communication from the inside, from the Lord, and we get communication from the outside, what's going on the outside. You understand, my brother? So it's very important what you see and what you hear. Very, very important. Now, let's get on with the lesson. God speaks to us in a small, still voice. Number 2, when we go to him and ask him a question, this is another way God listen to us and answer some questions, okay? You will experience peace in your decision making. If it's a hard thing that you got to deal with, when you have a sense of peace, and if your soul is not in a state of conflict, or you have an uneasy resting on the inside of you, that's your heart that the Lord is communicating with. You see, that will tell you a whole lot. If you have a sense of peace when you make a decision, that's God. If you having conflict or something uneasy in you, that's God's Spirit telling you don't do it. You understand? It's saying don't do it. And that's easy, my brother and sister, if we just obey. Number 3, God speaks to us when doors open, and he speaks to us when doors closed. I'm not talking about a literal door. I'm talking about in life. When doors open, when we see doors open, and it's a blessing, that's from God. When a door shut, God shut the door. You understand? How you doing, Sister Angie? Let me tell you this, my brother and sister, like this. Let me tell you about a door. You all remember the story when Noah, his wife, his 3 sons and their 3 wives, remember when they went in the ark? It was a side door, right? It was a side door. So when Noah and all the animals and Noah's family was in the ark, who shut the door? Answer that question. Who shut the door? When you read God's word, it said God shut the door. Noah did not shut the door. God shut the door. And everything that was on the outside of the door went down. Everyone that was on the ark when the door was shut was saved. So you see the blessing of a door being open. It was a blessing for Noah and his family and the animals, but it was a curse for those on the outside. So that is a blessing itself when doors open and close. So in life, my brother and sister, it might not be a literal door, but when your spiritual eyes see it, you can see and you can sense where God opened a door of opportunity to you, or he shut it down. And we talk about relationships. God also communicates with us through people. For example, my brother and sister, let's say, brother, you want to be serious and you want to commit to a woman. Sister, you want to be serious and you want to commit to a man, to the point where you desire to marry that person. And you go before your preacher and you take this person with you before the preacher. And it's a godly preacher. I ain't talking about no one of those flaky kind of guys. I'm talking about a legitimate man that's following after God. You, brother, and you, sister, you go before this man, a man of God, not a man of Satan, not a man that dressed in sheep clothing, and he talks to you. And if he's a man of God, brother, and you following God, and this woman is not following God, that man of God would say, don't marry her, brother, or I can't marry you. And the same thing, sister, if you go in front of a man of God, and the man that you take with you when the preacher asks you a series of questions, he's not just asking you questions just to be blowing time. He's asking you that because he's looking out for your soul. That's what the preacher looking at. He's looking out for your soul. So, sister, when the preacher say, look, I'm not going to marry, I can't marry you all. I can't marry you. But some of you brothers, you go against the man of God, what he tell you. Some of you sisters, you go against the man of God, what he tell you. That man of God is telling you something because the Spirit of God is telling his soul to communicate with his body, and his lips tell you, don't do it. But you even have the Spirit of God in yourself too. So your own spirit and the spirit of this preacher, which is a one, called Christ is one. Christ is not divided. So your spirit is telling you, this preacher is telling you, even some of your family members can tell you. Like, brother, like when you take this certain woman around your people, the Spirit of God could use your people and say, look, don't marry her. Don't marry her. Because you see, you blinded, brother, because you've been smitten. And some of you sisters the same way. You take these guys around your family and you don't want to listen to your family member. The family members say, don't do that. But you smitten till you can't see. Because some brothers and some sisters, when you take a man or woman around your family and friends, you want them to agree with your decision. But you got to understand, your family, if they really love you, your friends, if they really love you, they are like a third party. So the Lord is using them to communicate with you. Don't do it. Because they don't have no feelings invested in it like you do, brother. They don't have no feelings invested in it like that sister. So they objective. They're more objective. And they see some things. That's why, sister, let me tell you this. When you're dating a man, take him around the men in your family. godly men that is. I ain't talking about Uncle Bubba then that be drinking beer and be cussing and all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about them cats. And some of you brothers, take the woman around some of the female members of your family. I'm not talking about them that do the twerking and all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about them. Take them around someone that you could see God in your family members. And even some of your friends. Brother, don't take no woman around your friend and ask them if you know your boys like to play with women. You don't need no advice from them. And sisters, the same thing. Don't take them around no women that you know like to play with men. Don't do that. The Spirit of God will lead you, my brother and sister. And another thing, another way God could talk to you, my brother and sister, by the guardians. Do you all know what I mean by the guardians? Just think about it. What do I mean by the guardians? Think about it. What is Tony talking about the guardians? The guardians that I'm talking about are the angels. How you doing, Sister Kim and Sister Deborah? I'm talking about the angels. Do you not know, my brother and sister, that when you follow the Lord assigned angelic beings around you? You did not know that, my brother and sister. I'm telling you today. I don't want to scare you. I want you to be able to sleep. But when you sleep, angels be around you. I don't know how many be around you. I don't know how many God assigned will be around you. But angels go wherever you go at, brother and sister. If you're driving, they're in your car with you. If you go to the store, they with you. Wherever you go, they're with you. They are to guard you. And if anything come inside that center where you at, believe this, God allowed it. God told those angels to step aside and let it happen. Other than that, it won't happen. If you look at the book, if you read the book of Job, Satan could not touch Job unless he got permission from God. The same thing, because Satan told God, you got a hedge around him. What was Satan talking about? Satan was talking about you got protection around Job. So God gave limitations. What was the head? It was God protection. What God used for protection? Angels. Let me tell you all something. Listen to this. True story. I'm going to give you two things that I didn't see, but some people seen it, okay? I didn't see it, but some people seen it. One day, some years ago, at this place where I used to work at, I drove my car to work. Okay, I drove my car to work. I parked my car. And when I parked my car, a young lady, she was coming out of the building, someone that I talked to, one of my used to be co-workers, right? And she said to me, she said, Tony, where's that man that was in your car? And I said, what man you talking about? She said, Tony, you play too much. She said, you play too much, you joke too much. Who was the man in your car? I said, what you talking about? She said, when you pulled off the road and I would come out the building, she said it was a guy sitting right there in the passenger side. She said, where is he at? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. So I brushed it off. I'm thinking she crazy, right? A few weeks went by. Same car, different situation. This particular time, the young lady that I was dating during that time, I went over to her job to pick her up to have lunch, right? So what happened? She was standing upstairs looking out the window so she could see my car when it comes. How you doing, Sister Odessa? She was watching when my car was coming, right? So I pulled up and she came downstairs. Now check this out, my brother and sister. When she came downstairs, she got in the car. She said, hey, Tony, where that guy at that was in your passenger side? Now just listen to a few weeks went by. At my job, a few weeks prior to, a lady said where that man that was sitting in the car with you. Now, a few weeks went by, another situation, and that was my coworker a few weeks that had passed. Now I'm talking to the lady that I was dating. When she came out, she opened the door and she said, Tony, where's that man that was in your car? I said, what man you talking about? And so my mind went back to what happened. Then at that point, I said, they seen an angel that I didn't see. You understand? And then she said, I'm serious. How can that man, she said, where did he go? I said, where did who go? She said, the man that was sitting in this drive, she said, when I was standing upstairs watching you pull up, and a man was sitting right there by you. And I said, I don't know. So at that point, I said, the girl who I was dating and my coworker from weeks before, they seen something that I didn't see, which was none other than an angel. And let me tell you something else. Two more things to my brother and sister. One time I was at a filling station, right? And this guy, he came up to me. He did not know anything about me. Didn't know nothing about me. He said, you are a man of God. I never met this man. I wasn't even doing no live broadcast during that time. He said, you're a man of God. And I'm paraphrasing. He said, God is going to work in your life. He's going to use you, okay? Okay. I'm having all these encounters, right? And then years before that, it was Christmas time, and I went to the location to get some toys for my children when they were small, right? So it was a long line. It was several long lines, right? So I'm standing there waiting for my turn to go to the cash register, right? So with this guy, he came. I seen him coming. He came and stood right by me, right? He was standing on my right-hand side. And he just started chopping it up with me. We were just talking, right? We just talking. And I had a strange feeling while I was talking to him, right? But I couldn't put my finger on him. So we were talking. And listen to this, my brother and sister. I'm not lying. Something got my attention on the left side, right? So I turned like that. And then I turned back and the guy was gone. What am I telling you? When you look at Hebrews, the book of Hebrews, it say, don't be forgetful to entertain strangers, because angels we have entertained angels. That's what it said in the book of Hebrews. You find it. It said, don't be, I'm trying to paraphrase again. It said, don't be forgetful to entertain strangers, because some of us have entertained angels unaware. And what does that mean? That means, my brother, that means, my sister, I'm not trying to scare you, but angels still take on human form, and we look at them as humans, but they have on flesh bodies. You understand? So angels, my brother and sister, that's why you have to be careful who you're talking to. If you see somebody out there on the highway or whatever, you might think they're a bomb or something. It could be an angel. You don't know. You don't know what a real angel look like, but they take on human form. I know I was getting off the story, but I had to make a point about the guardians. God will speak to you before you get into a relationship. My brother and sister, when you about to enter into a relationship, nothing happens by chance. Nothing happens by luck. Nothing happens by accident. Those of you that like to, and I hope that I'm not talking on you, sister and brother. Some of you like to look at zodiac signs. How you doing, Sister Vale? And how you doing, brother Moses? Some brothers and some sisters, I hate to say this, stop looking at those zodiac signs, trying to see if you're a Leo, do you match up with a Pisces? Or if you're a Gemini, do you match up with one of those other signs? Start going by zodiac sign. If you're going by zodiac sign to tell you whether you match up with someone, you're doing wrong. You're supposed to go to God for guidance. And another thing, start going to get information from a palm reader. Palm readers are not from God. They are from Satan. They practice medium. They get their information from demonic forces. The devil, Satan, is real. Those third of the angels, they are real. Those angels know more about your life than you do. These evil angels, they got experience. So when you go to a palm reader, it appears like what those palm readers say is true, because it seems like things kind of pass. But those demonic forces, They can influence a man, sister, or they can influence a man, a woman, brother, to come your way. And you think God sending them. God didn't send nobody. Whenever you go to a medium, someone that read poems, and here go another. When some people you go to somebody with those tarot cards. You all know what I'm talking about, those tarot cards. Wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. And you said they need to stop burning that's right, going to auto porters. Because when you go to any entity or people other than God, just like Angela made a point, you are opening up a direct portal for those evil spirits to enter into your life. And it might seem like it's good, but like I always say, and I'm not the originator of it, but all that glitter is not gold. When you talk, brother, when you talk, sister, don't you know, just like you got angels around you, don't you know demonic spirit be walking by, but they can't get that close to you, not when the angel's there. But the angels see those ex-angels. So it's an ongoing battle going on. Brother and sister, you got angels that help you against evil angels and you don't know it. It's a constant battle going on for your soul. God wants your soul and Satan wants your soul. But we're talking about relationship. Now let me pause a moment and let that part just sink in your mind. But before this part sink your mind, let me throw this at you, my brother and sister. You will make an encounter. Whenever you make an encounter, brother, whenever you make an encounter, sister, with a person that comes to your attention, guess what? It, like I said, not by chance, not by luck or whatever. Whenever somebody, when it comes to any type of relationship, my brother and sister, you need to be aware of this. That person is coming from God or that person is coming from Satan. You understand? That person coming from God or that person coming from Satan. My brother and sister, the spirit world affects this world. You understand that? The spirit world affects this world. My brothers and sisters, it's just like this. God and Satan, this is the ultimate chess game for your soul. God make a move, Satan make a move, and you don't know it. Because the spirit world running things here, but God is the master chess player. God always going to say checkmate on Satan. God make a move, Satan make a move. Satan make a move, God make a move. And you think you got something going on, brother. And you think you got something going on, sister. But the only thing we got, brother and sister, only thing we have is a free will. A limited free will. And God know what you need, but Satan know what you want. You understand that? God know what you need, but Satan know what you want. God could bring a plain Jane to you, brother, but Satan could bring a hot bunny to you. Sister, God could bring a nice acting man towards you, but you want the man that ride on the bike, on the motorcycle with got the black jacket on, the bad boy, right? But he look good. He fine. He tall, dark, and handsome. God or Satan going to bring a person to you. You have a limited free will, my brother. Sister, you got to understand that. How you doing, Sister Cheryl? You have a limited free will. God will speak to you before you get into a relationship every time, my brother, every time, my sister. That's why, my brothers and sister, let me tell you how it works. Let me tell you how it works. We live in the flesh, my brother and sister. We live in the flesh. So God's spirit come into our lives, right? And God's spirit walk in us. So wherever you go, brother, wherever you go, sister, God is with you. You understand? God is with you. Now, we got a flesh nature. We used to doing things a certain way. So we have to relearn what we need to learn. So God, whatever in our thoughts and our heart, God got to throw that away and reprogram us. All right? God have to reprogram us. So that's why I invite my brothers and sisters that we follow God's lead. From a spiritual standpoint, not from the flesh. That's how Satan get us, from the flesh. God always speaks to us, brothers and sisters. If you are following God through his son Jesus, God always speaks to us. And how you can really hear God clear, you have to be in harmony with God. That's not saying that you won't ever make no mistakes, my brothers and sisters. You will make mistakes. But God will always, when it comes to getting into a relationship, because see, God does not want you to be unequally yoked. Satan wants you to be unequally yoked. God does not. God wants you to be equally yoked so you can experience long-term peace. Satan wants you to be unequally yoked so you can experience long-term confusion and hell. You won't get no rest when Satan is in it. Some of you brothers and sisters, if you're single, listen to me. Don't get married to that man or woman. As a matter of fact, don't get in no relationship with them. Stop dating them. If you've been dating them, stop dating them. Let me tell you how you know, my brother and sister, whether or not that man or woman is right for you when you dating them. If you single brothers and sisters, listen up. If you are out on a date with someone, or even if you're talking on the phone or something like that, guess what? God's spirit is going to intervene. Because God is listening to the conversation. Not only is God listening to the conversation, my brother and sister, God knows the intent of that man or woman's heart, where you can't read the man or woman's heart. So what God does, God give you discernment. So you talking to someone on the phone, my brother and sister, the type of conversation that person having, you could tell whether the spirit of the devil is in that man or woman of God. All you have to do is listen. That's why the Bible said, be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Listen. When you are in that person present, not only are you listening, you are watching that person's behavior. And God is showing you. His spirit is constantly telling you, he get from around him or her. I know you like him or her, but you like them from a fleshly perspective. That man or woman is not going to benefit you. I have a purpose for you. That man or woman, if you continue to deal with them, you're going to compromise. That's what the God saying. You're going to compromise if you keep dealing with that person. God, that's right, to the floor. God give you discernment. When God give you discernment, my brother and sister, it's not a hunch that you have. It's not no intuition. Discernment is from the Spirit. So discernment is from the Spirit of God. So what does the discernment do? The discernment, it cut through everything. It cut through the crap. And you can see that person for how he or she really are. How he or she really is. God's showing it to you. God don't want you to go by your feeling, brother and sister, when it comes to a relationship. He don't want you to do that. God wants you to come to him. God ain't nowhere in the Bible where God said, go by your feeling when it comes to being in a relationship. God don't want that. Satan want that. Satan wants you to get into that sensual stuff. Satan wants you to feel, you know how some people say, I feel butterflies. I got this feeling. That's why I went with him or her. I got these feelings. You don't go by your feeling when it comes to a relationship. Feelings are secondary. Men and women have feelings. If you go by your feeling majority of the time, you're going to get hurt. You're going to get bamboozled. That's why, sister, let me tell you this, sister. That's why a lot of you sisters, you could be educated, You could do all this. But someone that did not graduate from kindergarten could get you. You understand that, sister? You got a PhD. But this guy got a romper room diploma from kindergarten. And he bushwhack you. And some of you brother that think you got on point, this smooth talking woman, she will get you. Delilah's sister would get you, brother. Because you going by your feelings. You know what happened to you brother, some of you brothers, not all you brothers, but some of you brothers, you know what you lead by. You don't get led by this right here. You get led by something in your trousers. That what get a whole bunch of you guys. You be led by what's in your trousers. When you feel a vibration in your trousers, you got to go. You don't think about this. And some of you sisters, you thinking with your feelings. How he talked to you, he's smooth and stuff like that. But you forgot. You got more going on than this guy. And there's a lot of you sisters, you are bankrolling a zero. A lot of you sisters letting a zero move into you, with you. You paying his bills, he using your car, he using everything. And you so confused because he had what appeared to be good sex with you. He'd make your toes turn. And that's the only thing he got. So if he could have good sex with you, and you know it, and you know it ain't nothing else. But you ain't never had it like that before, have you, sister? Never had it like. And some of you brothers, while y'all laughing, some of these women, they turn you up too sexually. And she ain't no good for you. Some of you brothers, you try to make a street woman into a wife. You all heard of saying this. You could take the girl out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the girl. Some of you brothers, some of these women that living for the streets, that doing all this twerking and everything, that be so disrespectful. You listen how they talk. Even a lot of them be on social media and stuff. You look how they dress. You listen to how they talk and all that kind of crazy stuff. And you think you're going to mold them to be a housewife? No. They may modify for a little while, but what's really in them going to come out. And they're going to embarrass you. Say, for example, brother, God got a big plan for you in your life. God got a big plan for you, and you got this particular woman. This particular woman, she wants you to take her around your family. This particular woman wants you to take her around your friends. This particular woman want to be seen with you in public. But you know why you don't do it, right, brother? Because you know that she ain't the one. Now, there are some exceptions now. There are some exceptions. There are some women that you don't want to take around your family and friends because you know how your family are and your friends, and you know how this woman is. Brother, you might like everything about this woman, but she's a cusser. She cuss a lot. And you know your family don't be... Then you bring her around your family, and she just be cussing like a sailor. She look good and everything. She fine and everything, but she doing like a sailor. And then some of you sisters, you take these guys around your family, and he talk real smooth and stuff. And then some of the males in your... the males in your family, they start asking, God, what you do for a living? Oh, I'm in between jobs. I play Madden all day. And then the men in your family, they looking at each other. You do what? I'm in between jobs, and he's 50 years old. I'm in between jobs, and all I do is play Madden. And you, sister, you want him to shut up. And then the guys in your family, they said, do you want a drink? And he said, oh yeah, what you got? And he come over there with empty hands, and he drinking up everything. And he drank so much he gets sloppy drunk. And he embarrass you because he urinate on himself. And that's what you got. You brothers and sisters, it's a chess game. God bring people to you. Satan bring people to you. You have to use your discernment. God will speak to you. The question is, are you listening? Let me tell you all something, brothers and sisters. Listen to it. I'm not going to be all holier than thou, but let me tell you something. Before I got married, listen up, listen carefully, because I want you all to see that I did wrong. I did wrong. I know that surprised a lot of you brothers and sisters, but I did wrong. Let me tell you this. Spirit of God. I had the Spirit of God, but I rebelled against the Spirit of God. I could get in my car. Because there was a situation set up, and a lot of you brothers know what I'm talking about, and a lot of you sisters know what I'm talking about. There was a situation set up. I got in my car. Then before I met Cinderella, I got in my car. And I'm driving. And the Spirit of the Lord was saying, don't go, Tony. Don't go. And I'm trying to fade God word out. Tony, don't go. Tony, don't go. I'm turning the radio up. I'm trying to distract myself. The more I try to distract myself, the more the Spirit of God was talking to my soul. Tony, don't go. Tony, you know why you going over there. You going to sin against me. That's what God's Spirit will let me know. You purposely are going over there to sin. But it's temporary, Tony. You going over there for something temporary because you want a thrill but you're not going to Blueberry Hill. But you want a thrill. So I went over there for a thrill on Blueberry Hill. Then I got back in the car. And I felt, how should I say it? I felt bad. You know why I felt? I felt like that song what B.B. King had out years ago, The Thrill Is Gone. I went over there for a thrill on Blueberry Hill, but when I got finished with that sinful stuff what I was doing, I got in my car and B.B. King song could have been playing. The Thrill Is Gone, because the thrill was gone. It was temporary, my brothers. It was temporary, my sister. Let me tell you something. Nobody cannot say that sin don't feel good. Sin does feel good. It feels good to the flesh. But the thing about the sin, when it feels good to the flesh, what does it do? It brings forth death. You understand, my brothers? It brings forth death. And it's amazing God continued to keep me around. Because I'm telling you, my brother and sister, I did some bad stuff. When it came, I'm getting so tired tonight. When it came to being in a relationship with different women and going places and stuff like that, let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. I know I'm not no Denzel Washington stuff and all that kind of stuff, but your boy had it going on, and he was younger. Your boy had it going on. Well, at least I thought I did. But I did wrong. Let me tell you, my brother and sister, I didn't go around telling people a lot about what I was doing. People started putting a label on me. They said, he a ladies man. That's a ladies man. That's a ladies man. And some of my friends, some of my guy friends that was in relationship, they were saying, Tony, when you going to stop? When you going to stop? They sing song. They said, man, some of my guy friends, they used to say, man, she bad. She look good, she bad. And let me tell you this too, my brothers. A lot of time, I could be with some high-end women. They looking good. They had it going on. But when everything was over with and I'm driving home, I felt empty. I felt empty. They didn't do nothing really for my mind. They didn't really do nothing for my emotions. They did something a little for my body, but they didn't do nothing. Really. They did not do nothing for the long range plan that God had for my life. And some of you brothers, you can identify with me. Some of you sisters, you can identify with me. You know, some of you sisters, you going over to this guy's house. Or this guy taking you out. And a lot of you, I have talked about this before. Some of you sisters, this guy taking you out. Yeah, you see, Brother Mola know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you sisters, you go out with a man. He take you out to eat. And majority, and it's sad to say to some of you sisters really, really believe that the man just take you out just to take you out. Don't you all know, and I have said it before, I'm going to say it again. Maybe I'm not on this broadcast, but I'm going to say it again in the future, the Lord, I mean, some of you sisters, you up in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, stuff like that. Most of you all really genuinely think that majority of the men take you all out just because they want to feed you a piece of steak or take you to Ruth Chris. You really believe that, don't you? Out of 10 men, and I'm trying to be generous, sister. Out of 10 men, they might be 3. It might be 3, or it might be 2 that genuinely want to know you. The other one just want to get in your panties. And you all know it. Look at Sister Sonia and say, no, sir, I don't believe. Sister Sonia, you don't know men. You don't know men. Sister Sonia, if you believe that every man that want to take you out just want to take you out just because you look good or you fine or something, no, sister. Some might be direct, some might not be, some might be direct, some might be indirect. Majority don't want you. And when I say you, I'm not talking personal. They want what you have, not you. And I'm going to tell you this, sister. Listen to this. If you are single, listen to this. Brother Mola said, sexual relation, and you know all it is, yet you keep going back. That's right, brother. Let me tell you this. Sister, listen to this. When you are going out with a man, you have to listen to God. If you at a grocery store, if you pumping gas wherever you at, sister, when a man come up to you, you need to say a quick silent prayer to God. When a man come to you, you need to say, Lord, why is he coming here? The Lord can read you. He already in you. Lord, why is he here? Why this man coming talking to me? What is it he want? What does he want? That's the first thing you see, sister. Let me tell you something. It's a whole lot of game out there. It's a whole lot of game. And I'm telling you, sister, you need God. You don't, sister, I'm not saying you unintelligent. I'm not saying that. But you need God to let you know what this guy coming to you for. And some of you brothers, before you approach a woman or a woman approach you, you need to do the same thing. You need to say, God, what does this woman want from me? How you doing, Sister Scott? That's what you need to say. What does this woman want from me? Because majority of the time, brother and sister, when a person of the opposite come to you, it's something more likely what they want, not what they need. Most of the people that are going to approach you, brother and sister, they are coming with 3 personalities in one body, me, myself, and I. I'm telling you, me, myself, and I. And that's right, Sister Flo, it's a game. And people up in age playing game. You know why I know this? Because I done told you all this before. I done been at the poker table before. I have did the poker game. I have had the poker face. I have had the cards in my hands. I'm 60 I'm 60 years old, and I'll be 61 this year. I have played the game. I have won some games at the poker table, and I have lost some. I got tired of being at that poker table. I was playing with the devil. God wanted me to get up from that poker table. And I got finally fed up. I got fed up. I threw the cards on the table. I said, I'm out. Y'all can have this. And then right now, when I see some brothers and sisters at the poker table, I already know what kind of cards they got in their hand. Some of the people that I talk to when I do consultation, when they tell me stuff, I already know what the end gonna be. I already know what the end gonna be, because I have been there. I have seen other people that got up from the poker table because they got tired of it. They would listen. They were entertaining Satan. It was exciting. You remember that song by the Pointer Sister? I'm so excited. That's what it is. Sin is excitement. When you sin with, brother and sister, when you sin with a man or woman of the opposite sex, it feels good for the moment. But that moment could go on for years. But while you feeling good, the dangerous part of that, my brother and sister, is you could get desensitized. God could be talking to you, strongly talking to you, and you rebelling against what God's saying. And the more you rebel against God, you know what's going to happen? He's going to stop talking to you. God will get to the point where he stopped talking to you. Early, he will be talking to you. And the more you do it, your conscience is being seared, where you don't feel nothing. Because a lot of time when you do things, you feel remorseful. You know what I mean? Brothers and sisters, you feel remorseful. Because you were playing with the devil and one of his sons or daughter, you feel remorseful because you know you did wrong. You can't, brother, if you do wrong, you can't blame that woman. Sister, if you do wrong, you can't blame that man. It's all on you. Because that's how Jesus said. Jesus don't want to hear what he or she did. Jesus want to know about what you did because you're responsible. But I'm telling you, my brother and sister, if you keep playing with a match and you in the wood and you keep playing with that match, and Smokey Bear standing over there in the corner, Smokey Bear saying, Smokey Bear saying, don't do it. Smokey Bear saying, don't do it. But you keep playing with that match. And then it seems like it won't work. Then you throw it down, right? And when you throw it down, some smoke start coming, and then there's a fire. The fire in your life, brother. The fire in your life, sister. When God speak to you, listen. Because you see, you're going to have two voices. You're going to have the inward voice, and you're going to have that outward voice from Satan when it comes to a relationship. Satan don't stop messing with you, brothers and sisters. Satan won't even stop messing with you if you get married. Some of you married brothers, you love your wife, don't you? You love your wife, right? Guess what? Satan still know what you like too. Satan know what you used to like to do. He knows. Satan know what type of women to bring around you. Same thing, sister. Satan know what type of men to come and say something in your ear. Let me tell you all something. When my wife and I, we went to Miami. We went to Miami about 2 months ago. My wife and I and some of the family members, right, for an event. Okay, my wife and I, we were standing on the outside, right, waiting for our ride to come up, right? And in Florida, well, in Miami, they have a lot of women that how shall I say it? They filled up. They filled to the brim. You know what I mean, sister and brother? A lot of those Miami women, they filled to the brim. So anyway, my wife and I, we standing waiting for our ride, right? And so this young senorita, she was walking from the right-hand side, right? And I seen it with my peripheral vision. And Cinderella was standing right there by me, right? Cinderella was standing by me. Cinderella was looking, and I looked straight ahead, but I seen this lady coming, right? And then the lady walked, Brother Mosley and some of your brother, the woman walked right in front of me, and I still looked straight ahead, right? And then Cinderella said, she sure got a lot of butt, don't she, Tony? I said, what you talking about? She said, you seen that lady? I said, what you talking about, Cinderella? You know, kind of stuff, but let me tell you something, brother. Women know what type of women you like to look at. Now, I didn't look at the lady. I didn't look at the lady. A moving object get attention. The lady walked by. And I didn't look at her because I didn't want to lust after the woman. Because you see, when you look at something, you can start lusting and stuff, right? So I didn't look at the lady so no lust would come up in my heart. I'm just being real with you, bro. So I love my wife. But I didn't want no lust to come up in my heart. Because guess what? Even though I fall in God, I'm still a man. And Cinderella's still a woman. She might have God, but she's still a woman. Cinderella let me tell you all something. Brother, listen to this, brothers. If you take your woman, like you go out to the mall or something like that, right? And this how women do it. Brother Mosley and some of you other brothers, this how women do it. You have your woman right by you, right? And you walking. And they act like no men don't faze them or nothing, right? They act like no men. They just be looking ahead. Let me tell you what women do, brothers. They get sneaker peeks. They do that sneaker peek. They scan men real quick that's directly in front of them. They won't turn their heads. They don't turn their head like when a man walk by. They already scoped them out. But when they be with their girls, some of them, that's when you don't know what's going on. You don't know what the old women be thinking about. Let me tell you something, brother. You don't know. You know some things about your woman. Sister, you know some things about your man. You know some things. You don't know all things. I try to keep myself out of a situation where a whole bunch of women are at. I do. I try not to be around a whole bunch of women, brothers and sisters. I try not to. I don't want to talk to them. Because guess what? Even though I'm married to my wife and I love her, I still got eyes to see. Even though she married to me, she still got eyes to see. And I know God be talking to her, trying to talk to her. I know that God be jumping in my wife's inbox. I know it. You know, and I know because she let me know. They jump in your inbox and stuff. Some women jump in my inbox too. They be showing me all kinds of stuff. My sister, if I could show you all some stuff that I be getting in my inbox, I could be a gynecologist. Really, I can. Some of the stuff that come into my inbox, I could be a gynecologist. Brother Martin, a man in his 80s told me once he been married 60 years and he still don't know everything about it. You never know. You're right, Brother Mosley. Even if you married to somebody, my brother and sister, you never know them. You don't know them like God. God knows the number of hairs on their head. We don't know the number of hairs on their head. We don't know. We just know what we know when we be around them. And they know what they know when they be around us. But you see, there's a thing called temptation, my brothers. There's a thing called temptation, my sister, that you have to get around. Because when it comes to temptation, you better believe Satan is there. Satan is there. So when you in a good relationship, when you're trying to be with somebody, my brother and sister, you have to constantly pray. Because if you're trying to be in a good relationship, my brother and sister, that's when Satan's going to attack you the most. If you out there, he ain't got to worry about it. But if Satan see that you trying to have a good relationship, he's going to attack it. So you better be prepared, you single brother and sister. Satan going to attack your relationship. Especially if you get married, he's going to attack it because he want to tear it apart. God does not want to tear your relationship apart. That's why, my brother, and that's why, my sister, you have to listen to the voice of the Lord. The Lord will always talk to you. And whenever you get in a situation, God will always have a way for you to escape. God will not put nothing more on you, brother, or nothing more on you, sister, than you could bear. Everything that come our way, brother and sister, it is common to man. It's nothing that you experience, brothers. It's nothing that you experience, sister. It's nothing that I experience that is not common to man. Whatever happened to you in the past, it happened to somebody in the past, and it's happened to somebody today, and it's going to happen to somebody tomorrow. Whatever happened to you tomorrow, somebody have walked that road. You understand? So there's nothing new under the sun. That's right. You have to pray without ceasing, brothers, brother and sister. Pray that you hear God's voice. If you have a desire to be in a relationship, and He will talk to you. I'm telling you, the Lord will talk to you, and you will get used to the Lord talking to you. You might think it's your conscience, but it's not your conscience. It's the Spirit of the Lord talking to your soul, which is your mind, your will, and your emotion. Because I'm telling you, you're going to get tempted to do what's not right. Just because God put you with the right brother, just because God bring the right woman to you, sister, just because God called a man to find you, does not eliminate you from being tempted, because Satan going to attack your relationship. So get ready for the battle, because the battle is spiritual. It's a master chess game, but God always say checkmate. The spiritual world is controlling everything. Brother and sister, you and me, we're only pawns on this thing called earth. We're only pawns. But we got a will. So we will do something or we will not. But brothers and sisters, guess what? Thank you all so much for being a part of the dinner tonight. But right now, it's time for me to go check out my sister's show. Okay? I got to go because my sister is doing her thing right now. That's why she had to leave. So I got to go over to my sister channel and check her channel. I got to support her, okay? But I love you, brothers. And I love you, sister. And I want you all to know that I love you all with all of my heart. And thank you so much. Lord willing, my brother and sister, I will be back with you tonight, Thursday. I will be back with you Sunday night, okay? I love you, brother. I love you, sister. I hope that you all have a good weekend, okay? Your brother Tony is about to head out. About to head out. I hope you all enjoyed dinner tonight. Get that napkin. Get that toothpick. Say, oh boy, kick back and look at TV. Get ready to go to bed. And if the Lord bring you up tomorrow, say, thank God. Peace out.